Hello there. We are Geeks Assembled, and Susan has joined me this week. We're going all espionage today. Um, we're discussing a 1979 British TV drama series based on a John le Carre best-selling novel. Can you have you guessed what it is yet? Starring Alec Guinness is in the lead role, one of our favourite actors. We are talking Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy. As I said, it's a classic British TV series, later remade into a Hollywood movie a few years later. Uh, but we're discussing the 7 episodes what me and Susan have sat down and watched this week, and it's all about finding the mole, finding the traitor within the department. So let's go over to Susan with her opening thoughts on Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
All right. Well, it has been a minute since I've seen this version, and it it's a bit of a slow roast. But it's if you watch Slow Horses right now, if you're watching Slow Horses, it has Slow Horses kind of has the same kind of feel as
Hmm.
this. It's You can see that this is where a lot of the connection is made to that one. Um, it's kind of like their MI6 or MI5 personalities, but they're called this other thing. They call themselves like the Syndicate or something, and um, George Smiley is trying to sort out who the mole is, and he gets this sort of information coming at him in a couple of years of work he's been putting together, and um, he is a he's a thoughtful tactician,
Hmm.
and you can tell that his tactics are not all, you know, tie them up and beat them until they tell you the truth. It's a lot of it is, you know, call them, isolate them, pull them away, put them with different people to get different information. Also, pull those other people in and you know get them to tell. I mean, not everybody gets treated very well, but it's it's interesting, and it's like what would it be like if the government really had sort of its own fibrous web, and how would they discover who is selling secrets to the enemy?
Hmm.
And by the enemy, they mean the Russians. This is post World War II, and it's pretty cool though.
Cold War.
Cold War. Yep.
Hmm.
Michael Jason's in it. Ian Richardson's in it. Urquhart from House of Cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Jason, who plays the Valeyard in Doctor Who, in 14 episodes of Doctor Who. I mean, the Valeyard is given quite a decent run. Uh, and yeah, there's some other ones that are. are pretty connected to Doctor Who as well.
Not just Doctor
Um,
Who. There's quite a few science fiction ones in it as well, isn't there?
yeah, yeah. So, um, and Barry Lett's sister is in it. Uh, so that's fun. Pauline Letts. So let me and so I enjoyed it. I had a hard time remembering who the mole was. That was really good. It was good to have to figure that out again. And yeah, so interesting and so much fun and yeah, it's a good and because it doesn't take place too much in other countries, uh, there's not a lot of difficulty in who. Uh, I mean, it's not like there's the whole rest of the world to choose from. It's a finite group of folks,
Mhm.
which helps the storyline go as it goes. Yeah, that's I guess that is my opening thoughts. Back over to you, Lee.
Well, so this is the first book of a trilogy of what's called the Carla trilogy. Um,
Mhm.
I think it's Tailor Soldier Spy. I think the second one's called the Honourable Schoolboy, and the third one's called Smiley's People.
Smiley's
Um,
people, yeah.
but the BBC never made the second one. They only made this one and the third part um, for some strange reason. I like the idea that Alec Guinness sort of hated the medium of television. He was not keen on working in television, um, and this was one of his first forays into television. And for the role of George Smiley, he won a few awards, acting awards, for this series and the Smiley's People. So in his later
Yeah.
life, he was on TV, but he wasn't so keen on working in the TV medium. Um, as you've mentioned, yeah, you've got a few, great names in here. Let's go down the character of Carla, a non sort of speaking part for Patrick Stewart
Mm-hmm.
in there. You've you've got the unseen wife until the last episode of Smiley, played by Sian Phillips, uh, Dame Sian Phillips now, of course,
Uh-huh.
um, who we saw last in 73 yards.
Yep.
Um, and you've got who else have we got here? Josh Ackland, a great British actor, no longer with us. Beryl Reid is in this, very comedic actress. But if you're a fan of Doctor Who, if you've seen Earthshock, she was the captain of the ship. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you've got Hugh Bennett, Michael Aldridge, Ian Bannon. As you say, you mentioned Ian Richardson, a great actor. Um, Bernard Hepton, Michael Jason.
John
Great cast of
Standing.
John Standing. Yes, yeah. He has been in a hell of a lot of things. Um, but I do like this. As you say, it is a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not an action spy thriller. It's finding out who is the bad guy, and and there's a few episodes where it takes place a few years before,
Mm-hmm.
in another country.
Mm-hmm.
Flashbacks sort of thing, telling the story there. A few years in another episode where Smiley is sort of interrogating Carla,
Oh,
Patrick Stewart.
yeah.
Yeah, but the department, the way, I mean, it's all in turmoil. I mean, Smiley doesn't work for them anymore. He was booted. They don't need you. You're. But as soon as trouble like this arrives, they're knocking on his door. We need you. We need you um, to sort this mess out. Um, and you've got for me, a great double act with Guinness and Jason.
Jason, oh my gosh, yes, that was brilliant.
Yeah. For 1 minute, you think, can you be trusted? But then he's there. He's his right hand man.
Yep.
Um, and the people mostly take Smiley as a has been a thing of the past. But he's slow and meticulous in what he does, and it's a great portrayal by Guinness. Um, just filtering out who's who and who's done what and who said to what and who said this and who sent this. Um,
Hmm.
and the reveal. I mean, there's no spoilers here, but the reveal of the traitor, of course, to be the oh, what's his name, the tailor,
Hmm. Toby
Bill Bill Hayden,
or Bill.
yeah, played by Ian Richardson.
Yeah.
Um, he Yeah, because they had code names, didn't they, for each character? I mean, Guinness's character was Beggar Man, and you had Tinker and Tailor and Soldier, some poor man, and so they had to work out which one of these were the only people what could have been the traitor. Um, but yeah, it's I say 7 episodes. Could it have been a little bit less? Yeah, it could have been. I know for the American viewers when it first aired, they cut it down to 6 episodes. So I don't know how they edited it, but yeah, I enjoyed watching this again. It's been quite a while um, since I've seen the TV series. Um, I know I watched the movie a few years back. I enjoyed that thoroughly, but you can't beat a bit of Alec Guinness, can you? So,
Oh no.
oh no, I mean, and just to think this was only 2 years after he stepped into the science fiction.
And yeah, he was pretty much the best at when he was Obi-Wan Kenobi. It really is a glorious. It was a really glorious choice for Lucas. And
Hmm.
Lucas, when he chose Alec Guinness, he knew that Alec Guinness had an incredible work ethic and was also able to be funny and endearing in a humorous way and
Hmm.
also very serious. And so, he hadn't done all that many serious things except for like Bridge on the River Kwai and he did touch him, but like there this really showed that he was excellent at dead drama. It's like deadpan
Oh, yeah.
drama. It
And
was so
meticulous,
good.
cold,
Mm.
cold, cold, and meticulous.
Yeah, like
Uh,
chess playing and
yeah,
stuff like that. And
I mean, I did like that when nearly everybody in the series just kept asking him, "How's Anne? How's Anne doing?"
yeah, yeah.
She's not even living with him, you know.
No, because oh, that's right. Wasn't she with
A younger man, but no longer. She
Ri-
left him. Yeah,
was she with Ricky?
it was Ricky. Ricky.
With the character played by Huwal Bennett.
No, 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 no.
No, who was she with? She was with
Somebody else. You never saw him on screen.
all
Yeah,
right.
the joke was, everybody was saying, give my regards to Anne. How is she? And he's living on his own.
Yeah. Yep.
So, any things what stand out for you in this?
Oh yeah, I love how they were like I mean they were willing to do anything to find out who this character this mole was. They used some of the terminology when they were talking with Connie. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even understand that banter, that spy banter. I was just like, the hell is going on here? What the hell are they saying? I mean, I was like, this. I was amazed. You know that part of the story was just you know it was so difficult for me to understand because it
Yeah,
was
well,
all done in code.
yeah, and
Yeah, and that was hard. I mean, because yeah, you know, that was amazing to me. And then the other thing that was really it was super fun to see Patrick Stewart in his younger days, but like
yeah,
with I mean, right before we went and did Excalibur, uh, but still, I mean, he was you could see like the passion that he had for his craft. He kept a straight face. He kept a firm, uh, resolute state of mind. I just like that. Ooh, that was
yeah.
amazing. And yeah, and then yeah, to finally in the last episode see Anne, it was just like and she. I mean, it was like you know George was George was like trying to be all, can we start over kind of thing. That was fun.
Well,
And
what made me sort of sit back and think, wow, when she turned around and said that uh, Ian Richards' character Bill Hayden loved being the traitor,
mhm,
loved. So
yeah,
she knew, she knew what he'd done.
she knew what he'd done and she she
George.
hadn't told uh yeah,
So that
that
was
was amazing.
a bit of an eye opener and a bit of conflict there.
Yeah, it's like she knew what George did for a living and didn't give a shit. Yeah, that's true. And they had a lot of and there was a lot of the kind of psychology that you'd see later on in other spy things. And we're gonna talk about True Lies, which has got some degree of spycraft in it, but it's I mean it's an American story, so it's not told from the perspective of someone in the craft. It's told from the outside.
Hmm.
You could tell like Harry had completely done it. Like people think that Ian Fleming is the best spy author, but Le Carre is pretty damn good. I mean,
There's there's a few of that period of time when the well, it was the height of the Cold War in back then, and what else could they write about? Spy, espionage, and it was a big thing. Um,
Mhm.
I don't think it is as much today. There's not much as far as I know, there isn't much out there these days for the spy espionage novels and that I know of. But
I
there'll
think
also
that
there'll be.
I think that there must be, but I think it's because it touches like the side of religion sometimes and the side of um
See, this is it
sexuality.
when the Cold War sort of ended,
Mhm.
it sort of killed off the spy thriller
Uh-huh.
of modern day. So I mean modern day. This was 1979, sort of, but of modern day when the Cold War
Mhm.
ended, also they'd have to just write spy novels set in the past, I suppose.
Mhm. Or they could, or eventually they'll tell them about this time, but they have to
Yeah.
get a little more intellectual or em-
Hmm.
emotional distance from it because right now the spycraft it butts up against religion and sexuality
Uh-huh.
in so many ways. Like
Well,
I
there
mean,
was.
and it, especially with bumbling world leaders like Trump, where all you have to do is end up going to his resort, his golf resort in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, and just go in the bathroom and lift off one of the boxes and just start digging through it yourself. I mean, that's all it takes. It doesn't take a lot of like espionage. It just takes, oh, I can go there, look, ah,
There was
you
sort
know,
of in this in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, there was some um relevance to the sexuality thing in this of what set of people got up to. They were very good friends. Here's the
uh-huh,
file. Um, and also Ian Richardson's character. Oh, and can you send this to this young boy here? He's I think, oh right, so he's a bit of a player that
yeah,
way. Yeah, but
yeah,
it didn't really go into sort of detail. It just sort of skipped over all that.
yeah,
But nowadays it'd be all ass and tits hanging out, wouldn't it? Really?
mm, yeah, yeah, I guess, and
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of that tension in House of Cards, but this one was there was still like a sense that was also going on. You're right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Instead of just saying we know what he did, this, here's the file. Oh
Hmm.
yes, he was a good, you know, and that's it.
And
But
those,
yeah,
they were looking for that file that was so big,
mhm.
and it just wasn't. And then they uh they created they created the names for for the people that they wanted to like like suss out,
Mm, yeah.
in order to go past the filing system of it, like MI6, is so that they were able to, identify it without, and that's how they found out because like one of their, it was a really good way of uncovering that
Yeah.
that
I mean, it is a TV series of its day because, as I say, it was 7 episodes. The generation of today wouldn't sit through 7 episodes of just Cold War espionage the way it was produced back then. Because their attention span doesn't last 30 minutes. Um, which it's sad to say that, but it's true. Um, and it'd be too complicated for them to follow because it's not anything to do with TikTok. You know what I mean? So, but I don't mind things like this. Yes, you do get uh, there's what like
yeah, you do. You get the cutting edge kind of spycraft thing, and
yeah
it's go ahead. Okay, he's still frozen. You get the same kind of energy that they had in like Minority Report right now, and back then they had faces. It was all done with faces and expressions, and you know, breaking through on a physicality side. There was a lot of physical beating up going on, and so that was the challenge for the artists back then, to produce something that was like created like that. And I'm just going to pause right now until he returns. And the difference between like high tech espionage and this low tech espionage, I think, is where Lee was going with this thought. Was like back then it was done with facial expressions and forcing information out through confrontation and lack
yeah
of sleep, lack of comfort, lack of any food. uh they starved people. They would There was a lot of intimidation. A lot of that was done uh through the facial expression. You didn't have to rely on sort of technology to create a space for somebody to get honest or come clean or whatever, or have whatever come true. And
yeah it was
then yeah, go ahead.
it was back then. It was more of the grubby side of getting the information out of people. It was the dark and seedy way of doing it. As you're saying, this era of the high tech, whatever. It You don't hear of all that now. So yeah. Anything else you want to say about Tinker Tailor Soldier? I keep saying soldiers. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Rich man, beggar man, poor man, thief. Yeah,
um
that's as far as.
yeah, I think that uh they were a little afraid of the the there being you know there I think that they said, so one of them said that it was in order that they didn't the Tinker Tailor Soldier Sailor. is
hmm
how the original poem goes. That's right. And sailor sounds too much like Tailor, so they turned it in. They just went Tinker Tailor Soldier, and then Rich Man Poor Man. So there are five: Rich Man, Poor Man, and Beggar Man. That's right.
Yeah,
There were six. Yeah, yeah. So it was a really good idea, anyway. And
they mostly still use
uh,
that sort of thing.
they probably do. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's it was a challenge to get through, though. Especially that one episode with that one woman speaking in just spycraft. I just couldn't understand a thing that she said. I just had to kind of like put everything that she said in my head at once and just kind of like wait till I get on to another character. I just couldn't anyway.
well, she was played by Beryl Reed, and
Hmm.
her portrayal came across as she'd lost everything. She was a bit of a
Hmm.
drunk.
Hmm.
So she was mostly thrown out at the same time as Smiley was thrown out.
Hmm.
Um, she had a memory like a computer.
Oh my gosh, I did eidetic memory or photographic memory,
Yeah,
photographic recall.
something like that. And he wanted to know this, from way back when. And
Hmm.
this is what she was saying. But
Yeah,
it was a mixed conversation because she did seem to be lost and but great
I know.
great acting.
It was really great. I mean, I just
I mean
anyway.
I mean when the last thing she said to me, oh, George, will you kiss me?
Uh-huh.
You know, so I think she was mostly his sort of secretary back in the day, and
It
she had all
must
the
have
information.
been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, great, great, great. I mean, she
Oh, here he goes again. It's when he gets rolling. He just starts saying the best stuff, and then you just have to wait for it. So wait till he
yeah,
comes back.
yeah. But back in the day, she was most known for being a comedic actress.
Yeah.
And it just shows you that comedians can do good drama.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I mean, just like Guinness. Guinness was known for comedy as well, right?
yeah. He was mainly sort of comedy, but he had done some straight roles as well. Um, but he jumped from one to the other: comedy, straight drama, comedy, whatever. But most
Oh.
of his role, what you remember from Guinness, are sort of comedies.
Hmm.
Um, but there's a few there what you do remember of. Well, they are quite good drama ones, as you've already mentioned, Bridge over the River Kwai, and also playing Fagin in the the early version of Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, great great character actor. So,
So good.
anything else you want to say about Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy?
Uh, no, yeah, it was really good to see it again.
Yeah,
I had seen it before, and
well,
now I think I'd like to try and see the movie that's got all of the modern British actors in it.
it'll have the same outcome.
I know. Yep. It was a good book, obviously. Yeah, so I would let's see, what would I give this out of 10? I will give this Uh, I'll give this 8.5 secret files out of 10, and I will wait for Lee to come back.
And I'm back.
Yeah, what's your final say and score? Lee, I gave it an 8.5.
Before I get kicked out of my own Zoom again,
Before you get kicked out of your own Zoom again.
I just don't know what's going on with this app. Um, yeah,
Sorry.
I enjoyed it. It was good to watch it again, to watch some great character actors. Um, yeah, it's as you say, it's a slow burn, but it's a good. Everything's answered at the end. You know, great delivery. Then, so for me, I'm going to give this nine. Spies out of 10 for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, the TV drama.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do the spiel now, very quickly. Okay,
Okay, ready.
right. If you've seen it, guys, let us know what you thought of it, because it's a great drama. Please leave a message below on this video. Um, if you want to join us, below on the video. This video we share on all the social media platforms, so you'll find us Geeks Assembled. Um, if you want to join us, 18 plus, please, because some things, it says it's on the tin, 18 plus. All you need is a working camera and microphone on your device you use, and sometimes a working Zoom app.
Zoom.
Um, because if you've watched some of the videos just lately, it has been up.
Come on. Oh my gosh. Here he is again.
You know what I mean?
Like that. Like just exactly like that.
I just don't know what's going on.
I don't either. I'm sorry.
Finally, please, the bell notification button on the YouTube channel, press it, because then you can see our wonderful, wonderful mishaps on video. And now I can see Susan, because all through that it was a black screen.
Oh my gosh.
And now Susan's back.
Yeah, nice. Very good.
Uh, I just don't know what's going on with this app.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sure there's some spies doing something. It's the government. So until next time, please be safe.